For this second video, you are going to be learning how to refine your form and transfer your design for your plate or platter. So you are going to need your drawn out sketch, banding wheel, maybe a little cup of water, your form at leather hard, a dull pencil, some rubber ribs, a Sureform rasp or cheese grater, and either a needle tool or a fiddling knife. So you're going to take your clay off of your form, so take out your paper styrofoam plate and then peel the plastic off. Now I like to put mine on a piece of foam if I did the slump method because I need to add a foot and I don't want to collapse it, especially if it's still a little soft. So it's very similar to that of like the way that I added the foot to the hump type of form in the previous video. I'm just doing a coil, and I could always go back later and add like a scallop design to this or kind of clean this up a little bit. For right now though, I'm just doing a simple coil. So just scoring, slipping, cutting at an angle. Then I'm just smoothing out the inside so it's attached, and then I really want to make sure that it's stretched out so that way it's supporting my form and it's not going to collapse either in the middle or on the outside of my form. Now as I work with this, I do end up realizing that it's a little too soft, so I do end up bringing it to the blow dryer and also my other form to the heat gun just a little bit. I'll get to that in a little bit. I'm still using another bat to flip it over just like you would a cake. So as you can see, it's starting to fall just a little bit. Okay. Now before I do anything else, I do want to kind of take off some of this excess. So I just kind of put the plate back on for a moment, and I just kind of use that as a guide. And I have my finger up against the blade of the needle tool so I know exactly how much to take off. So I'm getting a nice, even, symmetrical plate form. And then I put my hand underneath my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, and I'm just using a rubber rib. You can use a wooden rib for this as well, and I'm just smoothing out the texture, and I'm also compressing the plate to make it a lot stronger. So as I was doing that, I really started to notice it was just a little too soft. So if you have your plate still on the plastic, you only want to use the blow dryer for that. You can use the heat gun on a form like this that has no plastic. Just make sure there's no other plastic bag nearby. So just be very aware of that. So now I'm just going back. It's staying up a little bit better now. I'm not going to worry about it falling so much. And then I just take my Sureform rasp, or the cheese grater as we like to call it in class, and just clean up the sides to make sure they're really nice and even. And then I'm just rounding off the rim. I use my other hand to kind of help turn it on the banding wheel and just supporting it. So I'm not really pushing down. It's just to kind of help turn it. And just brushing off the little bits, making sure it looks even all the way around. Then I'm just taking a little bit of water on my fingers, just squeezing just slightly to just really clean up the edge and make it look really, really nice. But again, don't just smear water everywhere. You just want to use a little bit of compression. You're just kind of smoothing out that edge and just kind of double checking. I do take a little sponge because I just have a few rib marks that I just want to take care of. And I'm just putting, there's barely any water in this sponge, just kind of cleaning up just a little bit of that texture. So then I'm just going back with my other form, because one of these plates is going to show you sgraffito and the other one's going to show you slip trailing. It's just kind of also showing you how you would clean up more of a square form versus a circular form. So I want to keep more of the geometric type of shape with this one, so I don't want to overdo it, but still compressing it, making sure I still get that nice curve. So now I'm ready to transfer my design. So first of all, for something that's got more of a radial design or something that works in a circle, I want to find the center. So I'm measuring my plate, finding the middle. So this is a 10-inch plate, so I'm just marking at 5, going across as well as vertical. And where the X marks the spot, I poke a little hole, and that hole gives me a guide of where to figure out where my center is. And I just take a dull pencil, and I'm just tracing over the main lines of my mandala. I will go back later on and add some of the more fine lines, but for right now, just for the sake of time, I just want to get a lot of the major features. A little bit of paper will get stuck. That'll be okay. We're not going to do anything else with this for today, just because you will be able to let it dry a little bit more, because most likely it's going to take you a bit of time to clean up the form and transfer. Just going around. I usually start from the middle, work my way out. I do not pick up my paper until I'm all done. So periodically you'll see me kind of lift up a corner just to make sure I'm not forgetting a spot, because it's really hard once you lift up that paper to find the exact spot that you were at before. So just working my way out. Looks good, peel it off. So this one I want offset, I don't want necessarily right in the center. This is going to be a slip trail plate, or the other one's going to be a sgraffito plate. I usually like a little bit simpler. And then I'm going to bag it nice and tight, so there's a little air. I'm going to put the plate back in the bin. And I'm going to clean up my table, scooping all those bits into the trash, washing down my table so it's nice and clean.